guys, it's Lanickia coming to you with another episode of Basketball Wives. Oh, let me set this laptop straight, child. Y'all know how it be. Okay, but listen, if I miss anything, it's because they was giving it to us so fast, y'all. Like, oh my gosh. If I don't mention somebody, they wouldn't worth mentioning. So this is Basketball Wives Season 8, Episode 15. And boy, was it a mess. Y'all, this was such a mess. I'm almost embarrassed that I watched this show. Like, I'm not going to be like, because I see a lot of people say, I'm not going to review it next season. I'm not going to watch it next season. I'm going to give it a chance next season because you never know. Like how they're gonna revamp it or whatever. I do feel like they should get rid of like the majority of this cast. Get rid of them, but most of them leaving anyways. Okay, but anyway, well, at least two of my favorite too, so that's most of them to me. But let's get into it. So you knew stuff was about to go left when the other girls are getting out of the van. So Cece, OG, and Jackie are already there, right? At the dinner, they're sitting down, they're in this restaurant. Why do they keep going out to these restaurants, acting a fool in front of all these people? Bad representation of us on camera and as well as out in the public. So they go to this restaurant and Cece was biting the mess out of that bread or whatever she was eating. And they said, why you looking like that? Or whatever. You knew it was about to go. Cece had enough. And I was like, finally, I am here for this. So they sit down or whatever. They're like, where you sitting or whatever. So they sit down. The other girls, they sit down. And Malaysia sits next to Cece. And she tells Cece, I was just surprised at what you had to say and how you reacted. And I was like, Malaysia, you be all about this family and my family. And I love Byron and we're all family and all that. But when it comes to it, you don't take Cece's side. Like, that's the craziest thing to me. Y'all love Byron. But y'all don't, like, he's with Cece. If you love Byron, you have to at least tolerate or pretend to tolerate Cece, whether you like her or not, because you say you love Byron. But anyways, y'all, so here we go. Malaysia starts this. And I'm like, yeah, because you didn't stand up for Cece at all. Or whatever. She said, I was surprised by what you had to say. And everyone was like, yeah, I heard you had a lot to say. And Cece, she was here for it, and I was here for Cece. She was like, yeah, I did have a lot to say. And she said, but it's the same thing I've been saying. And if you really think about it, Cece has been saying this about Evelyn to Evelyn's face. This is not the first time she's told this to Evelyn. Because remember, that's when the whole Ling Ling comment came about. It's because Cece told Evelyn how she felt about her. Was she this aggressive? No. But once again, I was here for it. So she tells Evelyn, you're a B. She just tells her you're a B, you're an evil person, you're not a good person, you're dangerous. She just goes in on Cece. And on Evelyn. And I don't think Evelyn was expecting this. Like, she thought Cece was going to be the Cece that she's used to, which is where Cece has a lot of businesses. Because she doesn't have that one building that she, because she's a registered nurse and she has her building where, she helps people with their health and everything. She does not just have that one building. She has multiple buildings. So yeah, I can see why Cece would want to not go on TV and act a fool. And so like a lot of stuff she just takes from the girls. And tonight, for whatever reason, she was done taking it. And so Evelyn was shocked by this because Cece was just going in on her and everything. So then they said all of the ladies, Malaysia and all them, was like, dang, Cece, because they were surprised that this was coming out of her. Like, they could not believe this was Cece and everything. And OG is like, oh my gosh, I'm here for her doing this. I'm glad she's finally standing up for herself. Malaysia, Shawnee, everybody was like, dang, we didn't know this side of Cece. And I feel like just because someone doesn't do that constantly, or because they don't do that doesn't mean they don't have it in them. And sometimes the person you have to watch the most is the most dangerous is that person who let stuff slide because they know what they could really do to you if they really wanted to or whatever. So I think people, they were underestimating Cece. And I think that's why Evelyn felt so comfortable picking on her because she didn't think Cece was ever going to do anything about it. So then Shani says, okay, so then they start talking or whatever. And some kind of way they bring up about OG toes, y'all. And OG was like, I think that was childish talking about my toes or whatever. And then Shawnee's like, oh, OG makes everything about her. She makes everything about Shawnee does not like OG. I don't care what she says. Shawnee does not like OG. I don't even know why, but she doesn't like her. And so then Cece was just talking about how OG is such of a nice person. Like, she's a nice person. Because, OG and Cece are very close. And so she was like, OG's a great person. And for you to talk about her toes, like, that's very childish. They were just pretty much telling Evelyn, you're childish. Like, if that's all you could say about her, that's real childish. And so then Kristen starts saying, oh, but you called her a man and all that. Bringing this up again. And so Cece let it be known that Cece lets it. Oh, and then Shani talks about how aggressive OG is because she was like, I thought we were gonna get through a conversation and not be. And then I didn't like the way they played those clips of from the past with OG showing how she threatened Phoebe. She was talking to her I think it was a coach or something like that, and he told her anger on the field and she needs to just leave it on. I didn't like that because we all see the narrative that they are trying to paint of OG. We see that, and that's how they were able to get her not to sit with the other ones at the reunion because they want to paint her as this aggressive person. And I did like the fact that OG did tell them at the table, well, why is it, have I thrown a bottle? Have I thrown a table? Have I ran across the table? Like, she was giving it to him like, I've done none of these things, yet I'm aggressive because I say what I will do while y'all can all do the things. And then Shani's like, well, it's just a moment for them. I feel like it's always for you. And I'm like, Shani, like, get out of here with that. Like, get out of here with that. Because you're not going to sit here and act like Basketball Wives is not the reason why they don't show fights on VH1 anymore. That show, y'all, I love Tammy, but y'all bullied that, what was her name? Lindsay? Chris? I don't remember that girl name. But y'all, when Tammy stole that girl purse, y'all bullied that girl so hard. That was hard to watch. When Susie, remember that time they picked on that one girl that was cuckoo? But it's because they pushed her there and she whooped Susie and they couldn't even show it. Y'all bully people so bad on this show that they can't even show fights and stuff on VH1. They show the scope, they can show the beginning, and they can kind of break it up, and it's black. Y'all are the reason they have this whole thing. And we'll get to all this later on. Like, but for her to sit up, and then on top of that, so y'all are the reason. And then when y'all were getting all that backlash because the likes of like Wendy Williams, who said, I'm not watching this, Star Jones, all these black women who were speaking out, who had platforms at the time and were speaking out against your show, guess who was not there holding you down? Evelyn. She was not there holding you down. Evelyn ran to Star Jones and wrote that open letter to, I think, her was it a little girl? I don't know what it was, but her open letter to her younger self. She ran to Oprah Winfrey and Iyanla trying to get on there. She didn't even want to have anything to do with y'all's shows, which was the reason why y'all got rid of Miami in the first place and had to hop on this show and everything. And so now you want to be like, oh, geez, so aggressive. When y'all are the reason, we couldn't even see the Bush scene good tonight because of y'all, but we'll get there later. But so I just can't stand that she wants to paint OG as being this aggressive woman because OG has said things. And we're not going to forget the fact, how many times have we heard Evelyn say, I'll hurt somebody, or she doesn't want, like, Evelyn is a big bully, but for some reason you let that go, even though Evelyn left you when you needed her or whatever. And the only reason she's back with you is because it didn't work out with that ML, what was his name, Carl? It didn't work out with him. Nobody was watching her show on OWN, because that's when OWN was not the On was not good at that point. It took some time and some Tyler Perry to get on, and Greenleaf Oprah shows to get on to where it is right now. But she left you. But yet you're sitting here defending her, saying it was just a moment of anger. She's had several moments, but OG can just say what she wants to do. But I'm going off on this long rant, and we got the whole show to go. It just annoys me. Like, she annoys me. And then she showed us her business tonight, and I was like, girl, we don't care. Like, I'm happy a black woman is doing a business, but you got your own show on VH1 with your family. Show it on that. We don't care. You took away 2 minutes that could have been led to what all went down later on in this episode. Let's move on. So then Cece and Kristen get into it so then Cece says, oh, you act like you didn't call OG a man and all that kind of stuff. And Cece was like, Kristen tells Cece that. And Cece's like, well, that's irrelevant. Like, you can show OG everything you want to say or whatever, but that's irrelevant. But then Cece's like, but I never once told Shawnee that you called her a B. I didn't tell that. Because you know why? When you are friends with someone, and you sometimes you talk about people with your friend. That doesn't mean that you try to expose that or whatever. And then I couldn't understand why Shani is like, I'm not mad at Kristen for calling me a B. I probably was a B, or I had whatever. And then it was just disgusting how Kristen just was kissing Shani's behind. I'm so sorry, and I like, girl. Oh, you just so pathetic. And your husband has the audacity to say Cece does things for clout when you might as well told Shani just to bend over right in my face, because that's what it felt like. Like, girl, stop it. And anyway, so Cece lets it be known that Kristen called her a B, and Shani has the audacity to be like, I'm not mad at Kristen, but I'm mad at Cece for bringing this up, and it's 2 years old. But you have nothing to say about Kristen bringing up what Cece said about OG. Like, it goes both ways. You have nothing to say. Like, you were not mad at Tammy, and you were not mad at Jennifer. Well, you got mad at Jennifer, but I love Tammy, but Tammy did the exact same thing last season when she brought up that whole thing about Evans. Like, she's just so biased when it comes to certain people. She does not like Cece, and she does not like OG, and if she had her way, they probably wouldn't have been on this show this season. But Shawty doesn't have as much clout as everyone seems to think she has. Because if she did, she would have got rid of Brandy. The only reason Brandy really left is because they iced her out. And now Malaysia hanging out with the people who iced her friend. I'm like, oh my gosh. Let's move on. So then, Kristen. So they go to commercial and they come back. And Evelyn says, they done got into it and everything. And Evelyn says that she never again wants Cece to call her B. Why did you wake up Cece again? She was over there eating and drinking, minding her business. And Cece told Evelyn, like, you don't want this problem. You don't know what you're getting into. And I was like, I feel like you don't want this problem, Evelyn. And she was like, what? What did you say to me? And Cece was like, you don't. And she was like, oh, you're plastic. Your face don't move. And Phoebe had something to say. And I'm like, Phoebe, shut up. Like, girl, don't even be back on here next season, because you offer nothing to this story. And you sitting here making fun of Cece. And I'm like, Cece is gorgeous. Like, what you won't do is try to act like Cece is ugly or she's just so fake. Like, when I look at Cece, I don't see like all this plastic face or whatever. I see a very beautiful woman. And so then Cece starts going at Evelyn's look, and she's talking about, you got saggy face, you need to come in for an injection. I said, oh my gosh, where have these reads been the whole time this show has been going on? Like, she was reading Cece was reading Evelyn so hard that she jumped to Byron and started saying like, yeah, man, you with because Cece tells Evelyn, well, I could be like you and date 25-year-olds and all that kind of stuff or whatever. And Evelyn's like, I could date an old man like you that's still cheating on me, that's getting pictures sent to him or something. And Malaysia and Kristen was like, now listen, Evelyn, you might not like Cece, but what you're not going to do is bring Byron into this. Because they was like, Because Tristan was like, I might not like, care for Cece, but this like that's fit. Byron is fan, and it's like, no, you see, that's what happens when you let her in the first place. Had you shut Evelyn down from the beginning, she might not have felt so comfortable. And you know how I know Kristen is no good, because when Cece said something back to Evelyn, she was looking down at Kristen, and I was like, Kristen, you said something. Because on last week's episode, Cece was saying, you know what it's like to date to be in this basketball life. You know what it's like to date them. And I feel like Cece feels like that Kristen said something to Evelyn. They didn't say anything. That's just my opinion. Y'all don't have to believe, that's just my opinion. But what Evelyn was throwing at Cece, that had to come from Kristen. I just feel like that had to have come from Kristen or whatever. But anyways, they got up. Cece, she was just going at them. And then so Malaysia, to get the conversation off Byron or whatever, she says, Phoebe, I heard you a crackhead. She said, I heard you were a crackhead or whatever. And then Phoebe was like, yeah, I heard I was all kinds of things or whatever. Baby, Phoebe starts trying to go at Jackie because, listen, now you was drunk the night before and Jackie let it slide. But you could clearly tell that OG, Jackie, and Cece were they came prepared tonight. So Phoebe starts trying to go in on Jackie about her being old. Jackie wasn't having it, and she told her, I let it slide the night before. It's not happening tonight. She said, you're what'd she say, a crackhead, dope film, Molly popper. And then Jackie pulled out that $20 bill. I was done. I was like, oh my gosh. Jackie pulled out that $20 bill. They all was just looking around, kicking or whatever. And she said, get her a Molly. Somebody get her some dope crack or something. I don't know, because I don't really do drugs like that. So I don't know all those names that they were calling out or whatever. So I said like that, like I do them. But Jackie handed her that $20 bill, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was here for it though, because Jackie was reading her like that. She brought out the old Jackie Christie, but she really brought out that old Jackie Christie when she mentioned her daughter. And she talks about she read her daughter's book and all that and all of the. But see, what I don't like about Shani Nim is in confessional, Evelyn and Shani say we won't bring in family. But sitting at that table, you didn't tell her that. And that's what I don't like about them. You were so quick to get in OG's face and say, we never mention family. We don't mention kids. But you said nothing to Phoebe. And Jackie's supposed to be y'all friends. And like, Jackie, whew, it exhausts me. Like, this show exhausts me. I'm so glad it's almost over and the scripted shows have come back this week, because I can't believe y'all are this blessed to live, to be able to travel to foreign countries and do all that kind of stuff, and this is what we gotta watch. But it's entertaining to me, y'all. So let's move on. So anyways, so then it's the next day. They ended. Jackie tells Phoebe to come around the table. Phoebe knows she's not gonna come around that table, so they just go on and go to the vans and they leave, because the people are now looking at them like they are crazy. They're in this nice restaurant. Well, I don't know if it was that nice because it was outdoors, but they were in this restaurant acting a fool, and people just watching like, what is going on? Y'all, it's too much. So it's the next day, and Cece's on the phone with Byron. She pretty much tells him Kristen and Evelyn came at her, and excuse me, y'all know my sinus be acting up, that they came at her and everything. And he says they're just jealous. They got nothing else to do. They're just jealous. Stand your ground. And I think that's why Cece finally stood her ground, because I think this whole time she did not want to bring, she didn't want to bring damage to his name and to her name and his, because Byron is, especially with the Lakers, he's a legend, and in basketball and everything, he's well respected. And so for them to be So I think she felt like she had to carry herself in a certain way, and so she wasn't going to go back and forth with him. But I feel like he told her, defend yourself, do what you got to do, because she was like, yeah, I cussed them out and everything, and I'm just not gonna do it. And he told her, he's like, they took your kindness, they take you being so sweet, so nice, they take that kindness for weakness, and they don't know like what you could really do. And I feel like that is exactly what happened. They thought, oh, this is just a sweet little girl. She's so, like, not a girl, but this is a sweet woman. She's not going to do too much. So we can pick on her or we can bully her. But you got, like, she about to get off the show. She don't care. So you got the right one now. So then we see that everybody's in their group. So Jackie, OG, and Cece are all talking. And Jackie said she had had a nightmare because it bothered her that Phoebe mentioned her daughter, and it bothers her that she's not in a good space. And we see that Cece and OG was like, "Oh, I slept great. Like I feel great or whatever." So then we see the other group: Malaysia, Phoebe, Evelyn, and Shawnee. Is that all in there? Malaysia, Phoebe, Evelyn, Shawnee, Kristen. I be forgetting about that girl. But we see them, and they talk about they took some L's. They were like, "Woo, Evelyn. She called you all kind of bees. She was just going in on you." And Malaysia was like, "I was proud of her. You know, I was proud of her." I was like, "Yes, Cece, where is this Cece been or whatever?" And Cece not gonna go on the show and act a fool like this the whole time. But anyways, so Evelyn was like, she called me a B and all that. Yeah, Evelyn, she got the best of you. She got the best of you. And that's why I think she was so mad later on in this episode, because she realized Cece got the best of her and she knows she lost face on that. And they talked to Phoebe that was like, but Phoebe, you really lost. Like, this woman gave you $20 and told you to go find a pipe or whatever. So Phoebe, you took the biggest L or whatever. So now they're talking about we gotta get our revenge on them or whatever. So Shani calls them and she tells them, hey y'all, come over at 4 o'clock. We're gonna meet by the pool. And they were like, so they get off the phone. Jackie's like, okay, we're gonna come over. And they're like, oh, I bet they're sitting over there gloating. They so happy or whatever. And OG was like, I just want to go see them to see the look on their faces or whatever. But I feel, I don't know. I just felt like you could tell the difference in the groups. Like, I don't think, like, just be separate. At this point, I felt like they should just have been separate trips. Don't go over there to the pool. You already tried to go over to this is the third time y'all finna try to do an activity. Stop it. Like, just enjoy yourselves in Costa Rica separately. Don't try to mingle. So then they show Shawnee business. I don't care. And then okay, so then later on, they're all getting ready by the pool, and Evelyn goes to Shawnee and she says she wants to FCC up, and we know why you want to do that, because she embarrassed you in front of everyone and on camera, and Cece, because Evelyn is used to people going back with her like Jennifer, so like a weaker person who really can't come with the quick replies and the quick quips and everything, and Cece was giving it to her fast, and it was like, so yeah, it literally, when Cece was going in on Evelyn, Evelyn was sitting there looking at Cece stuck. She was in shock as Cece was giving her this business. And I'm like, and that's why you feel the way you feel, because she got the best of you. Like, here is a woman that I don't care. You're jealous of her because she has everything you want. And now she's reading you for what it really is. But anyways, let's go on. So then they go over there and they get together, right? And they don't even get to step out, get anything to eat, get a drink. And here comes Kristen walking up to Cece talking about, can we talk? And I'm like, Kristen, you had all the time in the States to talk to Cece. Well, why do you keep trying to talk to her here with all these people around? Leave Cece alone. This is not the time. And so, y'all, if I'm missing something, so much happened. So I'm just like, stop trying to talk to her in this moment. But anyways, so Cece's telling Kristen, I just want to get something to eat. And she's like, it'll be ready in a minute. Can we talk? You can't make somebody talk to you that doesn't want to talk to you. So Cece finally says, fine. And so OG says, well, they're trying to talk, and here Evelyn is. She was like, and I'm noticing my surroundings or whatever. Why is Evelyn, trying to get up there? So that makes Cece go over there. Excuse me, that makes OG go over there, to have Cece's back. And everybody is like, why are you? Malaysia's over there. Like, all these people are over here. And Kristen is just like, why is she here? And OG is like, well, when they leave, I'll leave. And so Cece's like, well, tell them. Cece or OG said, tell them to leave, and then she can leave. And so Kristen is just like, okay, everybody just leave. And so OG's like, okay, cool. Now here's Shawty go. What are you gonna do, OG? What are you gonna do if something does? Like, what are you gonna do? And again, you're attacking OG. Everybody was over there, but for some reason you go after OG. So then OG says, why are you just calling me out? Evelyn was over there. Malaysia was over there. Like, all these people were over there. And they're like, why are you deflecting? Why are you deflecting? And OG said, I'm not deflecting. You asking me a question, I'm asking you a question. Why is it that if because I'm over there, I get called out? And I didn't like the fact that Jackie was just sitting on, because she's like, I don't want to get in the middle of it. Jackie, they put you over there in that house with them. Like, what are you doing? Shawty made her choice. It's not you. She could have easily put you in that house with her and put Malaysia over there with Cece and OG. She didn't, because they don't really have a dislike for each other. She didn't. She put you over there. Like, come on, Jackie be killing me, y'all. She just be killing me. It be so frustrating with Jackie. Because she be like, everyone is her friend. And I'm like, everyone is not your friend. Shawty them really don't like you like that. Why don't you see that? But anyways, so here goes Kristen wanting to talk about what was said about Thomas. And once again, this whole conversation has been about this. And Cece keeps saying, I did not make OG say that. She didn't make OG say that, but Kristen, for some reason, won't. You're not going to get her to admit it. Even if she did make OG say it, you're not going to get her to admit that. So let it go. Either move on with the girl or don't have any type of relationship. And that's what Cece is at the point of. She's like, I'm at the point now where I don't even care if y'all don't like me. Kristen, you made... because she told her earlier in the dinner, you made his children and everything not like me. And then Kristen plays the victim. Oh my God. They don't like, it's not my fault. You did it. I can't with Kristen. So then she tells Cece, are you going to let me finish speaking? And Cece's like, no. She's tired of hearing it. She's tired of rehashing the same conversation. And to be quite honest, I'm tired of hearing it too. Like, get another storyline at this point. And so she starts to walk away. Now, Evelyn, who's still upset that Cece got the best of her earlier, is like, oh no, she's not going to leave without getting my gift, which I guess was she wanted to tell. But when someone is walking away from you and you start running at them from the back, and they, you coming at them from a blind spot because you coming at them from the back. How do you, what did you... And here goes everybody like, Evelyn, don't do that. Don't do that. And so everyone starts running after them. Now, OG, I guess because of her football and all that, she was able to track Evelyn down. We didn't really see what happened because they didn't really show it. VH1. But Evelyn winds up in the bushes. And they're like, oh my gosh, or whatever. And OG is just like, she was tracking her down, and Cece screaming at Evelyn, you was going to attack me from the back? Like, that's what we doing? You getting me from the back? Now, this is going on, right? So, Cece and OG are all, looking around. They're on the defense. Because Evelyn, at this point, is now trying to attack them. And so, Kristen still wants to try to talk to Cece. And I'm like, sis, let this, if y'all were really family and you really wanted to work this out, you would be like, what is going on? Evelyn, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Or whatever. But you still trying to talk. Like, how much of a narcissist could you possibly be to still try to make this about you? And Cece is like, I'm ready to go now. So she's trying to get in the vehicle, and here goes Evelyn jumping in the vehicle, and they're having to pull her. And she's like, Cece and OG are like, what is going on? And so then Cece has to tell Kristen, I got this girl trying to attack me, and you are still trying to talk. Like, y'all, it made no sense. It made no sense. And so then they try to tell them, just let them talk. Let Cece and Kristen talk. And it was too many people. They really just needed to go to their own spaces and settle down. But they still, let's just let them talk or whatever. And then so Malaysia and OG, because OG feels like, Malaysia, what were you gonna do? Were you gonna help Cece? Because here goes Evelyn trying to attack her or whatever. What were you trying to do? And so, anyways, Kristen is still trying to talk to Cece. And so they're saying, like, go talk or whatever. And I guess Cece was like, because at this point, OG wouldn't let like anyone come near Cece. And they're like, oh, she got a bodyguard. I didn't know she had a bodyguard or whatever. And so anyways, finally, they get them to themselves, and so Shawnee and OG both tell them, go talk, and they kind of reach out. I don't know if OG touched her or not. Even if she did, it did not warrant the response that Kristen gave. Like, she flipped around and told OG, don't touch me, or stop touching her or something. And so OG got in her face or whatever, and then Malaysia was like, stop, stop, stop. And it was funny how Kristen she really wasn't going back at OG until Malaysia came between them, and now all of a sudden you want to act like, I'm finna do. I'm like, girl, stop. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. I was like, y'all be killing me when all of a sudden, when you're face to face with someone, like Evelyn was face to face with Dominique, you could do something right then. But as soon as somebody steps in and people pulling away, now oh my God, this show kills me. Like, y'all, this show kills me. Okay, so then they finally get Cece and Kristen to talk. And Cece pretty much tells Kristen, Byron don't want nothing to do with you because of what you said. And Kristen feels like you didn't make him come to the dinner. And I was like, how was she going to make him come to a dinner she wasn't even invited to? Your invitation went to I don't understand, Kristen. You didn't call Cece up and tell her, hey, can you get Byron to come to, like, why would you think that Kristen was going to make Byron come, Cece was going to make Byron come to a dinner that she didn't even know about until he probably told her you invited? And we saw the video where Byron said it was he and Thomas, I guess, was supposed to have dinner, and they had agreed to maybe meet up, but Byron had a game, and it was never supposed to be at y'all's house anyways. It was supposed to be like at a restaurant or something. And if you look at that video, like if you look at that episode, Thomas was like, who is the third plate for? And he was like, it was a schedule conflict. So everything Byron said on that video matches. Everything you're saying is not matching what we know to happen. Like, girl, stop it. This video is too long now. So I'm about to wrap this up. Anyways, so while they're doing this and they're going over all this, OG and Evelyn start going back and forth because OG feels like none of y'all had CC's back, but you're mad at me because y'all are trying to attack her. And then Malaysia was like, I don't even care about Malaysia. But Evelyn is like, something about, your man, because OG was like, she calls OG ugly. And then OG said, yeah, I might be ugly, but your ex wanted me or something. And so that triggered Evelyn. And so then she starts talking about, I got A1 credit, and I don't know what else she was saying, but then she starts touching herself, patting herself like it's so good, and your man would still hit. And I'm like Sophia from Golden Girls, like, girl, you are a 43, 44-year-old mattress. Like, stop it. And so OG was like, don't nobody want you no more. Like, nobody wants that anymore or whatever. And I'm just like, Evelyn, you too old for this. Like, this is another L for you. As well. And then OG makes the comment in the confessionals that Evelyn is sitting here doing all of that. I'm sitting here calmly using my words, but yet I'm the aggressive one. And that it's exactly. And so Kristen get her feelings hurt because Cece done told her Byron don't really care for her. Which, girl, how did you not know this? Byron doesn't really care for her because of the comments that she's made about him on TV, and she wants to start crying and woe is me, sob story, I don't care. OG and CC is like, let's go. And then Jackie's like, I'm caught in the middle. No, you're not, because they don't like you. Get in the like get in the little golf cart and go with them. Like the go kart and go with them because they don't like you, Jackie. And she's hugging Kristen, and she was like, nobody's saying, and Kristen is like, nobody's saying anything or whatever. I mean, girl, they just don't like Cece. And that's the end. Another episode's coming on next week of this ratchetness, and I'll be there watching and reviewing. Have a great evening.